Friends of Herring River presents a Herring River Restoration Project video, Herring Run, Wellfleet, Massachusetts, 2023. In 1909, a dike was built across the Herring River, drastically reducing tidal flow. The Herring Run was decimated, and over time the ecosystem severely degraded. After decades of research and planning, the Herring River Restoration Project brings together state-of-the-art infrastructure improvements and management techniques to restore 1,100 acres of coastal habitat. Project co-owners, Town of Wellfleet and the National Park Service. Video made possible by DER and NOAA. Prior to the diking of Herring River in 1909, Wellfleet was famous for its herring fishery. Now, through an extensive project to restore tidal flow, herring will once again flourish in the estuary. A small stream runs between light green spring leaves.
All right, we're here.
A group of hikers approaches the stream.
Oh, there's some fish.
Fish swim in the stream. The hikers watch the fish.
They're going upstream into the pond. There they go. Go ahead. Go up there, guys.
Fish swim in sunlit, shallow water.
These fish are river herring, which are two species, alewives and blueback herring. They are marine fish which spawn in freshwater ponds.
Barbara Brennesel, PhD, Scientific Advisory Group Co-Chair, Friends of Herring River, speaks in front of a pond.
Once they're mature at about 3 years old, they come back every year.
An old map shows the broad extent of the Herring River marshes.
Herring River was once one of the largest salt marsh estuaries in New England, 1,100 acres connecting Wellfleet Harbor to the freshwater kettle ponds.
A black and white photo shows the marshes with an etching of herring crossing the screen.
The herring, a critical part of the ecosystem, were a large part of the local economy as well.
A black and white photo shows 3 fishermen netting herring. Steve Block, Habitat Restoration Specialist, NOAA Restoration Center.
We have town records that show that the town allowed the harvest of nearly 200,000 fish annually.
An old photo shows a group of fishermen netting fish in the river.
But when the Chequesset Neck Dike was built in 1909, it severely limited fish passage.
A sequence of black and white photos shows the construction of the dike.
Once they built the dike, blocked the ability of herring to access the river to spawn, now the estimated population is about 15 to 30,000 fish annually. So a big difference between what had been caught previously and what's actually able to make it upstream now.
A sequence of images of the dike show water rushing through the one open tidal gate.
Only half of our river herring ever make it past the dike. The dike had dramatic impacts to Herring River, leading to water low in oxygen and as acidic as vinegar.
Red water shimmers in a stagnant canal surrounded by dead bushes. A black and white photo of the 3 tidal gates transitions to a design for the new bridge with many adjustable tidal gates.
Now, as part of the Herring River Restoration Project, the dike is being replaced by a bridge, allowing fish passage and the return of the saltwater tides.
Herring swim underwater. Salt marsh grasses are flooded by the high tide.
The restoration of the estuary means the return of an important nursery that helps sustain fisheries throughout the entire Gulf of Maine.
A satellite image of Cape Cod Bay zooms out to show the Gulf of Maine.
A lot of our important commercial and recreational finfish species eat the herring.
An aerial view of the mouth of the river looking out towards the bay.
The more herring that go out into Cape Cod Bay and into the greater Gulf of Maine ecosystem, the more they can be eaten by all these commercial and recreational species, which means potentially greater populations of those for harvest and other purposes.
A school of striped bass swim underwater. Schools of herring swim underwater.
So they're fighting the current the whole way up for 5 miles. But the current is their cue to how to go upstream.
The fish stop at the shadow of a culvert. The culvert is the dark tunnel.
They don't like culverts. They get really spooked with the darkness. Snapping turtles are hiding under here to pick them off.
The fish hesitate. Steve Block sits beside the stream.
So we're in the process of redesigning the 2 culverts to help with the migration of the fish through the culvert, to make sure there's enough water in the culverts, and to also make sure that we're not continuing to erode the area that the culverts are doing right now.
The fish successfully pass through the culvert. The river meets the pond.
So this is sort of the last part of their 5-mile journey. The pond is right there.
On the edge of the pond, the water ripples. Fish fins are breaking the surface.
Once they make it
The females release their eggs and the males release their sperm. The fertilization occurs in the water.
Many fish are chasing each other through milky water.
And if the eggs are fertilized, they'll develop into tiny fish. And the baby fish all stay in the pond all summer long.
Barbara Brennesel gestures out over the pond. Between the reeds, the sun sparkles on the water.
The restoration is being managed as a controlled incremental process that may take years. But with the return of the tides, the fish will once again thrive in Herring River.
Hundreds of fish race by in time-lapse video. Produced by Solano Film Collective. Presented by Friends of Herring River. Written, directed, and edited by Eben Portnoy. Featuring Barbara Brennesel and Steve Block. Camera and sound, Eben Portnoy and Dennis Fitzgerald. Archival photos courtesy of Wellfleet Historical Society. Bridge design graphic courtesy of Fuss & O'Neill Incorporated. Video made possible by DER and NOAA. Copyright 2023, Friends of Herring River.